Thank you for inviting me this evening. Tom, where are you? Okay, don't want to lose you. Thank you for inviting me this evening. Before I get started, I wanted to, this is quite an evening for me. Many, many moons ago, there was a young man that used to shoot baskets in an alleyway in Newport Beach. And I ran into him one time, and then later on, he thrilled me a couple times at Orange Coast College. And then he really thrilled me, entertained me, and I saw him on the tube years later as a Bruin and brought home some titles. So John, tonight is very special for me, getting to actually shake your hand, and so it's a win-win. And thank you for bringing that to our harbor area at that time. Those were golden years. Lots of people ask me, why are you running? In fact, lots of people ask me, why are you running, old man? Which is quite interesting. I'm running, and it's a very simple answer to that, and that's values. It's the values that we endear in the city of Costa Mesa. And I have endeared those values for a long time. I have passion for bringing people together and bringing them in a creative way to solve problems. One of the things that we miss today is teaching people how to come to the table with good attitude, and from good attitude you can build a compromise. And I'm hoping that as a councilman that I can bring people to the table with attitude, arrive at a compromise, and from that compromise everybody gets to put their print on that project, and that way anybody in the city can participate. And I think participation and communication through attitude and compromise, it can be a winner. In these challenging times, our city, I believe, is going to need specific skill set leaders. I believe that we need leaders who are going to stand here at the podium that can tell you folks and their neighbors, this is what I stand for, this is what I can do. Not only that, but the most important thing, can they finish? That's the most important thing. Can they come back after 4 years and said, these are my goals, I finished the race? That's very important. And I believe that this is going to be the hallmark of this campaign. Throughout the city of Costa Mesa, talking to the resident and saying, this is what we can do, and this is what I believe in, and this is what I can finish. We've had some difficult times and difficult challenges in the city, and I believe this council, especially the majority council, has put in some corrective steps to do this. We have some hard issues, as you all well know. This majority council has stepped to the plate. People need to know that they have confidence in the integrity of their leaders. Integrity can't be claimed overnight, as you well know. As you get older, you know integrity takes a long time to nurture. And it must be proven over a long period of time, but integrity is the most important thing, I believe, when you're serving on the council. In the case of today, we see the improvement everywhere. You see, in some instances in this city, the infrastructure is 200 to 300%. In one area of this city, it was 30 years, folks, before a street was taken care of. We have clean water. You get up in the morning, turn the water on. We have a great water department. We have trash today that's picked up. We have beautiful new streets, repaved. You have curbs, sidewalks. We're currently doing a program on the west side to bring that up to standards of smooth streets, good curbs. I believe we have the finest men and women serving the police department and the fire department that you can possibly have in the county of Orange. We have two hard-working chiefs, a police chief and a fire chief, and they're currently bringing up the standards of their department, which should make us feel safe. That's their job, to serve us, give us safety. Safety, very important in the city. Budget. I feel that this council, with the leadership of the majority, has brought us into budget. And something that's unheard of in our time recently is we actually have a reserve, a $6 million reserve. Maybe the mayor who speaks tonight might correct me on that number, but I believe it's at least $6 million. And we want to improve on that. We want to work on all these things to improve them. We want to improve, 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 and improve. I want to be a part of that improvement. I believe that the old man who's running for city council can lend his experience and work with people. I believe I can bring people to the table, solve some of the issues, and move forward. It's very important. I have a passion for my city. I love my city. I've been here a long time, folks. I grew up in what you could actually term the original Mayberry. So when this council race is going to be a long, hot summer. And so what I'm asking the Tea Party in this particular group is to listen. Listen carefully. We want to listen to hear. We don't want to listen to talk right away. And that's going to be very important in this council race. There's already 7 people running, and the issues will be tough. I ask you that come November 4th, at least remember Leah Ramos. I'm retired. I work very hard every day. I'm walking the streets of Costa Mesa door to door. And trust me, 95% of our residents feel we're on the right track. And to me, that makes me feel good. You know, you finish an 8 or 9 hour walk on a weekend, and it's fulfilling. And we, as a Tea Party, we're on the right track. We just have to stand up, all of us. Not just people who want to run, all of us need to stand up, and we can win. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. I can attest to his walking the streets. He walked by my daughter-in-law and my son's house the other day and spoke to them, and I just think they were touched that somebody would come by and even say hello to them about the city council race here in Costa Mesa. Does anybody have a question for Lee in regard to, sure, let's take, Lee, let's get you back up here. You are on fire, in a good way. Here you go.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I know that Katrina Foley is leaving the school board and running on for the council seat again. She lives in my neighborhood. I've known her for a while, not really personally, but I know of her and see her all the time. She's got a lot of name recognition in this town, especially having been on the school side of it. What are the things that you maybe thought through and talked about, and you thought about that we walking for you can counteract if somebody, well, I really love Katrina Foley, I'm going to vote for her because, I know her and blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to go back to what I just said. We need councilmen that start and finish. We need councilmen on the council that will start and finish. So when they go back and see their record, since somebody asked, did you finish?
Well, that doesn't answer the question, though.
Well, I don't,
Martina was on the city council.
I'm sorry, she was on the city council and she left.
She quit.
Right, and then she went to the school board.
Correct.
And now she's going back to the city council.
Right.
So I'm just saying she's got a lot, obviously, the majority of us here would be voting for you.
Correct.
But when we hit the doors and talk
I think
to
you have to
people-
look at the record, and that's my point. I think that you have to look at the record and say, okay, you were elected, what happened, and did you finish? And I think that's going to tell you a lot. It's the same thing on the school board. I don't want to get into anything because I don't know Ms. Foley, but I'm just going to say to you, a track record of starting and finishing is very important. But if you can't talk about the finish, okay. You're welcome. Anybody else? Yes.
You were on the charter committee. Can you tell us a little bit about the process and how long that took and some of the details there?
Well, the charter committee was quite interesting. There was a lot of flack because it was chosen by the current consul. Actually, in the beginning last summer when they met, there was some tension to get started. But once we got started, I'm proud to say that we had 13 people who actually worked diligently. Everybody knew at the end where they stood. The process was, in some instances, the process was mentally tough. We dug into problems that we could see. And in some cases, we tabled some meetings, waiting to get more information. We invited Ernesto Munoz from the services to come down and speak with us. We had, I believe we had finances who came to us. I pushed to try to get our pension director to come with us, but that didn't come through us because I felt that at this time the pension committee and the charter committee were meeting at the same time and they could have shared information. But we did get information handed to us on the charter. The charter committee at the end was very fulfilling and very satisfying because I believe it is the charter of the people. And I'm very interested to see when it comes to the residents and it's presented to the residents. You can, I believe, Tom, you can see the charter now on website. Is that correct? I believe you can. I think it's there to be studied, or you can go to it. And yes, sir.
What's your stand on the pensions of public employees? Specifically, tonight they mentioned that in 30 years, all the public employee pensions are going to go bankrupt. Here in California, it'll be a lot sooner before it goes bankrupt, the PERS specifically.
Well, it is it's a problem. In listening to and attending the pension committee, our pension committee, we have come up with some solutions on it for our city, but we are facing a block wall because in 3 years our payment's going to come up. I believe it might even be earlier than that. The only relief we get on the pension now is what they call PEPRA, and that's all the newest employees coming in. They go into a more reasonable program. But the pension, the CalPERS thing, it's like taking a bottle, and the bottle's half filled, and we can pay the taxes on up to where the water level is. But that empty space, that's multiplying, and you can never fill the bottle fast enough to get to the top. And that's going to be our problem eventually. But I believe that if we have faith in our pension committee, they've already done a proposal, and I think the mayor might touch on it tonight. They've given a proposal to the council, some ideas on what can help Costa Mesa. Now, there are some cities who were much smaller that did address this at an earlier time. But we had a problem here back, I believe in 2003, when we got hassled and we gave up the house. And I think 2003, we gave a raise that was retroactive. And in one night, folks, we gave away $24 million. I believe that's correct. And you might look that up, but that's where we went wrong. Catching up on it, I don't know. I can't answer that, but I will find out for you and go get you the answer of where we stand. I can't give you the full answer, but I can at least go research it out. Give me an address, and I'll get you information to let you know where Costa Mesa stands today, to date, on our pension. Anyone else?